would affect, most times they will say, the earthquake, what that's coming. Yes, it's coming. And it doesn't have to be as catastrophic as it's supposed to be. You choose how you want to experience that earthquake. But now look at yourself. What in your life do you need to unearth that is not serving you anymore? That's how they turn it around to say what's happening on the planet, what Gaia does, is also mirroring what we need to do for ourselves. Do you understand? And it's just an absolutely beautiful journey, just having these conversations and knowing, knowing the moreness of life and the moreness of what people, identify as God, understanding that God is so much more. And that light really, if you could visualize yourself and everyone around you with this beautiful light orb in your chest right here, that's how you are perceived. That's how your guides perceive you. And most of us, all day long, we do this. We shrink our light because we're afraid we don't fit in. If we talk, we won't fit in, or they won't accept us. Oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my identity. If I simply choose today to pour into me, if I choose to stand in my truth and my power, well, maybe I'm going to have to lose my job. What am I going to do then? And the angels say, pause and trust, because every human being, every cell on this planet came with an intuitive gift for this world. And we must get to a state, especially now, where we tap into that again. What creativity feels like play? That's what the angels would say. What creativity allows you to lose the traction of time? Something that you get into probably when you're editing your videos. You don't realize that the time went, because within that moment you are channeling. Within that moment you are connected to your light and your heart is at peace. How many of us on this planet right now can say that about ourselves? Well, it means that you're choosing to withhold love from you. How long are you going to take before you start to pour back into you, where you can start to see life from a different perspective and not feel as if the currency that you are, your energy currency, that you're absolutely giving it away for free? I remember I had this session with somebody recently, and then the guides came through for her. She's very successful. He said to her, well, you know what? Would you go into a store and purchase something that you completely detest with your earned physical currency? She said, absolutely not. And the guide said, well, why do you freely give away your energy currency? Why do you say yes when you know your heart says no? Why do you decide to sit in this situation where you are, where every day it depletes your energy so much that now your body is showing you physically? Why won't you simply make the choice, now I will choose to pour into me? Simply start with a hug of yourself. I love you. You deserve. And then take one step forward every day, pouring into you by your choices. And I don't think that's what she wanted to hear. But by the time they were done, she understood. And she said, how did you know? I said, I didn't know that. Your guides knew that. And that's why you're here. Because they want you, before you go to this burnout, to understand it's not serving your heart. And when you finish with this beautiful earth process, the angels would say, life on earth is like walking on sand, which I love. And you can stop if you want to build sand castles and pick up the rocks. Try not to put the rocks on your back of, greed and hate and anger, because they're really not yours. They're just left there. You can walk past them. And when the death experience comes, just imagine it's your feet stepping into the water of infinite life. And I said to her, when you go to that edge of that sand to step in the water when your time comes, you will not die alone. There's always going to be this beautiful guiding light of all the people you ever loved there, including your pets and everything. But how do you want, when you go to infinite life and you look back on this beautiful earth experience you had, how many times you chose not to give love to yourself? How will you feel then? She finally understood. Oh my gosh. And she started to talk all the things happening to her body. And I said, it's not me who's doing it. Your own heart is ready for you to pour into you. And so many of us on this planet forget that very easily. Why? Because we want to fit in. Because we're taught that we need to struggle in order to make it, to be successful. How many things from this planet are you going to take with you? When you sit feverishly to yourself